Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video we're doing a review on the Google Home speaker. Just came out literally last week or so. I had this pre-ordered for a while. I know probably the first thought from a lot of you is going to be, why are you even reviewing this? It's not primarily a Bluetooth speaker. It's kind of not necessarily its primary purpose. But I thought, it's a popular thing. Lots of people are going to have their eye on it. And one of the main things you will be doing with this is maybe using it to control music more like, but a lot of people will be using this to listen to music through. I know I've got family members who have things like the Amazon Echo Dots and things like this in their room, which they use as their primary listening device because it's convenient. Obviously, you can just talk to it and ask it to play what you want. So therefore, it is a common device used for audio. And yeah, so this is going to be more of a review on not the kind of smart Google Home, Gemini stuff going on here. This is more of just, as this channel should be, just the actual audio. Is it a good speaker, or is it a bit of a, is it a hub, but you need a separate speaker to bring it to life? So it retails for £100, which is, I think, more than a lot of people were expecting, especially considering its size. It's like 5 centimeters tall. So it doesn't look like it would cost quite that much. Obviously, there's a lot of tech going on in here. It's not a normal Bluetooth speaker. But yeah, that is quite a price. It's quite a high price. The design is really nice though. It's got a very soft mesh feeling to it. You can kind of see some gaps in the mesh where the sound is coming out from, and then it's got a light at the bottom which lights up when you speak to it to let you know that it's hearing you and it's listening. So a very, very simple design. It's looking a lot like Echo Dots and stuff as well, but yeah, it's nice, it's functional, it has to be plugged in obviously all the time, and that connector in the back it doesn't come out of the speaker, it's kind of permanently in there, so you don't want to rip that out. That might be quite hard to replace. It comes with a 30-watt charging brick in the box, which you do need, because I originally didn't want to get that out of the box, so just used a random one I had kicking around, which was probably more like 15-20 watt, and it actually spoke and said you need to use the charger from the box or one that's 30 watt or above, so it definitely does need that power, which is interesting, but yeah, it does give you a nice one in the box, so that's obviously fine. We'll go through the specs. Obviously some of these specs are not stuff that speakers normally have, but it's interesting to hear about them anyway. It's got a quad-core A55 chip in it. It's running at 2 gigahertz. You've got 1 gig of memory and 4 gig of internal storage. It weighs 396 grams, which is obviously fairly irrelevant, seeing as it's just going to sit in the corner of a room and not do a lot. But obviously what we're here for is the 58mm omnidirectional full range driver in the middle, which is, a red flag obviously straight away, because full range drivers are often very poor. 58mm isn't overly big, and then omnidirectional does mean that you're sacrificing some quality in the sound. Obviously, this kind of designer speaker is always going to have to be 360 because it's a ball. You wouldn't know where to point it otherwise, and it could sit in the middle of the room. So it kind of has to be like that. But obviously there are better ways of doing omnidirectional sound rather than just having one full range driver. So that is definitely going to have an effect on sound. So it'll be interesting to see how that sounds. It's got 3 far-field microphones, obviously for picking up the Google Hey, like wake word. In my testing, they are very, very good. I've tried, I speak quietly, I speak kind of like mumbled a bit or spoke at it from the other side of the room, and it's been completely fine at picking me up. So don't have to worry too much about that. I know some of the older Alexa Echo Dots and Echo Cubes or whatever they were called definitely struggled with that. So this not so much. It's running Wi-Fi 6, so that's nice, effectively the standard realistically, and Bluetooth 5.4, which is also good. Not quite the Bluetooth 6, which we have seen on some speakers, so it could be a bit better with the Bluetooth, but obviously you're going to be using Wi-Fi with this. Is the whole point, is that you set it up with your Google Home app, and then you kind of link it to the Wi-Fi, and any device can play through it, and you can link it to the whole system. It's not really a Bluetooth speaker, like we said at the start. This one is compatible with Matter and any other Matter devices, which is obviously going to be an important thing for you if you're into that kind of multi-room setup. And it can group itself natively with other Nest speakers as well. So if you've got other Google Home products, they can all group within the app, and it can work quite nicely. You kind of do have to stick to one ecosystem or the other these days. You can't have an Echo Dot and a Google Home, it doesn't really work. So you've got to, you have got to kind of buy all or none. But yeah, this is nice that it has a bit of backward compatibility, so still supporting the older devices as you'd expect. But yeah, we're really here for the sound. That's what we're interested in. So I'm going to be playing it at 80% volume, royalty, and we'll listen to the speaker itself, and we'll see what it sounds like. It will be interesting, I think. Okay, sound test over. So decibel wise, actually quite impressive. It's kind of solid low 90s, which is quite loud. Much louder than I expected, definitely, when I first saw this thing. So volume wise, I think you really can't complain too much. Frequency range, obviously for a Bluetooth speaker, it is fairly poor. We're seeing bass drop-offs from a bit more like 60 hertz on the low end, and then we're getting a massive massive kind of spike at 15,000 hertz, but then nothing after that. So we're seeing like 60 to 15k, which is poor, obviously, as far as Bluetooth speakers go, especially in an £100 budget. If you just wanted a speaker, obviously that's not what this speaker is. I think what the impressive bit is the vocals. Obviously this is a device which is going to be mainly playing maybe podcast, or it's going to have Gemini speaking to you, so it's definitely tuned for vocals, and you can really hear that when you hear the vocals in the song. They sound really crisp, a lot crisper than a lot of Bluetooth speakers at this price. You can tell that it's really been tuned for that. Unfortunately, because of that, the bass really suffers. We're getting absolutely no power through it at all. Obviously there's no passive radiators, there's no subwoofers in here, there's nothing, there's no channels, there's no kind of sub escape to create any amplification of it. It's very poor bass, and the bit of thump that is there is very obviously artificial. You can tell it's just kind of software created. They've done a very good job at not making it distort the rest of the audio, because a lot of the time you have a full range driver, so you have people trying to create bass artificially to the point that it ruins the rest of the audio. I think that hasn't happened here, thankfully. The audio is good quality, the vocals are very clear, and it's quite a nice sound, but as soon as you get to the kind of punchy part of a song, or some drums, some bass, it's very artificial and it's very underwhelming. So for an £100 speaker, purely because of the bass, it's definitely sub £100. If this was just a Bluetooth speaker, I'd say it should be worth maybe like 40 to 50. It's giving off that kind of performance, just being the bass, the big letdown there. But considering it's got Wi-Fi, it's got the chip and the RAM and the internal storage and all the rest of the options this speaker, this device gives you, the £100 price tag isn't looking too insane when you actually look into it. You've got like £50 worth of audio performance, and then hopefully £50 worth of you know, smart assistant performance effectively. Obviously, if you're using this as a hub for some Matter devices or something like that, this works really, really well. If this is going to be your main speaker and you're someone looking for a Bluetooth speaker for your room, but you want the convenience of being able to speak being able to speak to it to start the music, then it does obviously fit that criteria, but you know, be aware you're not getting £100 worth of audio quality here. And if you maybe prefer to have just use your phone and Bluetooth like a normal Bluetooth speaker and have much better audio quality, for £100 you can pick up something like a Soundcore Boom 3i or quite a few other things. You're close to getting a JBL Flip, something like that, and you'd be getting audio performance easily double this. So yeah, it's what we expected when we started the video. I don't think there's any surprises here. It's not a Bluetooth speaker. It wasn't really invented solely for that purpose, but I think it's worth reviewing because people will be using it as such, and in case, you know, in that case, they should know about it. So, you know, let me know. What do you think? Do you think this is adequate audio performance for the device and the price, or do you think it's a letdown, or do you think it's great? Let me know. Drop a comment.